Okay, so factoring quadratics in the form x squared plus bx plus c. So really important here that there's no a value. This is very easy, this method. So you might have learned decomposition where you have to kind of find the factors of a and c. This is a different method. This is the factors pairs method. Don't really see it that often. It's very difficult to grasp, but once you get it, you fly with factoring, and you need to fly with factoring for higher level math. So you need to learn this method. So if you have a trinomial, right, trinomial, you know that the answer when you factor it is going to look like this, right? So a lot of this stuff is kind of like faked. You fake it until you make it, right? So here is how my answer looks. And if we memorize like what different signs mean according to the answer, you can just kind of get to the answer without really factoring by decomposition. So for instance, what you want to do with factor pairs, you want to write down all the factors of the last number. And I write them down vertically in order, okay? Whatever strategy you want to use, but just don't do them horizontally. Now, there's a 1 and a 1 here. That this method is easy, 5.4 as opposed to 5.5, because of these 1s. So I really don't have to care about them because 1 times anything is anything. So it's really easy because I know that the answer here is going to be the 1x and the 1x because there's no other options here. So these factors always go in the first spot forever. When they're different, you have to figure out which one goes where. But right now they're all 1s, so they all go in the first spot. You don't got to write the 1. It's just an x, whatever. Now, you have to pick which pair of factors is going to give you the middle term. So this sign right here, this sign means I have to add the factors. So this gives me a 13, an 8, and a 7. I have to use the 7. I've added the factors because of this sign to get the middle number. Boom, I get a 7. That means this goes here, this goes here. And the last step is a memorization. If I'm adding, this means that the signs are the same because technically when you multiply and expand binomials, you're going to multiply the same sign together and it's going to be positive. So I know the signs are the same and they're always going to be the middle sign. So this is positive, positive. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to do it again in case you missed something. This is a 1 and a 1. I don't write it. That's a 1 and a 6 and a 2 and a 3. Okay, I have to add to get this middle number. This is a 7. This is a 5. There's no more factors of 6. This is prime. Okay, so yes, they're not always factorable. A number isn't always factorable. 7 is prime. 8 can be factored into 3 2s. So there's going to be differences. Let's take a look at this one. Big number over here. I have a 1 and a 28. I have a 2 and a 14. I have a 4 and a 7. Okay, and that's it. Just so you know, I can get factors of 28 using factors of 28. So don't use the 1 and the 28 again if you're trying to divide. I can move a 2 from the 14. So if I remove a 2 from the 14, it becomes a 7, and I give it to the 2, and I get a 4 and a 7. So just some advice, like you don't have to use the 28. Once you've broken down the 28, it's easier to come up with factors of smaller numbers. So use the smaller numbers to come up with further factors. Okay, so we know our answer is going to look like, right? Yep, looks like this. Sure does. X's always go in the first spots. They sure do. Now I got to figure out which pair go in the second spots. This means add. Okay? 29, 16, 11. It's this. 1 and a 28. The signs are the same, but this time they're both negative, and I'm done. That's all it takes. So this tells me to add, and if I'm adding, it means the signs are the same. Let's take a look at what that means when this sign is not positive. This means I have to subtract. So when I come up with my factors, 1, 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, I'm not getting 19, 11, and 9 because I have to subtract the factors. So I'm going to get 17, 7, and 3. I have to get 3, so I draw those like that. I open up brackets because that's how it always looks, like this. I put X in the first spots. I put 3 and 6 in the second spots. Now, the signs are not the same. The signs are different because I subtracted. And the bigger number is always going to take whatever sign that is in the middle. It doesn't always take the positive sign. It takes whatever sign is in the middle. This is the bigger number. That's positive. That's negative. Okay, let's take a look at one more. 1, 21, 3, 7. I have to subtract my factors. 24. I want that one. I want the 4. I open up my brackets. I put my x in the first spot, 3 and 7 in the second spot, and now I slow down because it's the hard part. Signs are different. The larger number is going to take the negative sign. There's the negative, and I'm done. Okay, let's take a look at some more difficult questions. Okay, so although they're not more difficult questions, I wanted to give you every option. So plus, 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 minus, 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 plus. These are only the options that exist. So I know my answers are always going to look, okay, I'll put it right there, like this. So I used to do my homework. I actually used to just do this for every question, just because it's like assembly line concept, kind of you move faster. Obviously not with different colors, that's a little crazy. But this is definitely what's happening in every single one of these questions. I didn't even think yet, and I know this is true. Done. Now, I gotta find factors of 10 that add to give me 7. There they are, slap them in. Okay, I'm gonna get to the signs all at the same time. Let's go over here. I'm going to find factors of 10, and yes, they're all the same, factors of 10, because I want to show you the difference. That subtract to give me 3, 5 and 2, 2 and 5. I want to find factors of 10 that subtract to give me negative 3, 5 and 2, 2, 5, doesn't matter which one goes where. I want to find factors of 10 that add to give me 7, here we go, 2 and 5. Okay, now, the ones with the positive sign are easy because the signs are the same, and they're both whatever sign this is. That's positive, that's positive. Signs are the same, they're both negative. That's negative, that's negative. So these ones are pretty easy. So when this guy's negative, that you have to make a decision, especially in 5.5, it's going to be an even harder decision. So this means signs are different. Bigger number takes this positive sign. 5's bigger, done. Signs are different. Bigger number takes the negative sign. 5's bigger, done. Okay, so just some memorization, like it's kind of like algorithms that you have to memorize. Think of a Rubik's Cube. The more algorithms you know, the faster you can go with a Rubik's Cube. So you really want to memorize these algorithms because factoring is life in math. It doesn't go away. It causes people to not finish tests in grade 11 and grade 12. You really need to know how to do it well and fast.